Well, hey, everybody, welcome to session 5. I hope that you've enjoyed the discussions over the last few weeks. As we begin, I want to summarize a story that I read not long ago about a guy that was illustrating what it was like to try and figure out how much money he needed in order to comfortably retire. He compared that process to eating a meal. He said, when you eat a meal, there are these physical cues that you can pay attention to so that you know when you've had enough and it's time to stop eating. But when it comes to my finances, I could never figure out how much was enough, and I always felt like I needed more, and so I just kept working really hard, and ultimately my health suffered as a result. He said, now that it's time to retire, I'm not able to enjoy life like I hoped. And I thought that was such a great description of how difficult it is to try and figure out how much is enough. Can you relate to that? A few years ago, I met a guy who did things very differently when it comes to answering that question. This guy decided early in his career how much money he needed to live on. He worked really hard, did the math, and he determined a financial finish line. Then he told God that if he ever achieved that level of income, anything he ever made over that amount, he would give to God's kingdom work. Years later, he makes well over that level of income, and he's held true to his word. What it boils down to is how much is enough. As you begin your group session today, share your answer to this question. Why do you think it's so difficult to determine a financial finish line and find contentment with having enough? I want to thank you again for being a part of this conversation. Have a great discussion today.